Hey guys, it's Andy, and today I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna show you my Shop My Stash for the month of July. I know we're already a week into July, but I just did this on my TikTok live. So if you'd like to be a part of helping me pick out the products, my socials will be linked down below in the description, and I would love to have you over there. But yeah, this is my first time doing a Shop My Stash, and I really just wanted to get some use out of some different products in my collection. So I have this organizer. So the top of it has a flap for brushes, but I don't have any brushes in here. This would be perfect for travel for me. Not that I really travel. And then there's compartments up here, and then it comes with little like foam pieces, so you can pick the size of the compartments that you want. So I'm going to show you everything that I have in here, and then we're just going to do my face together. So over here we have, so I'm just going to show you everything, pick out my products, and then we'll do my face. So I have two powders in here. I have the Marc Jacobs Finish Line Coconut Setting Powder for my loose powder, which I have really been enjoying, and it's what I'm going to use today. And then I also have the Pure 4-in-1 Mineral Powder. This says SPF 15. It's a pressed powder. And I'm not a huge pressed powder fan, but I have really been enjoying this. And you know, it's summer. You should be wearing SPF all year round, but especially in the summer. So I have this out for days where I'm going to be out and about running errands. What else do we have in here? So we have eye primers. I have 3 in here. The one I'm going to be using today is my Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later primer. I love this stuff. It really evens out my eyelids, which is a godsend. So that's the primer I'll be using today. And then I also have from BH Cosmetics, it's their base booster. I use this for glitters, pressed glitters. And then I have a cut crease canvas from Makeup Revolution in the shade Halo, which this is just a white liquid eyeshadow base. So I use this when I'm going to be going in with, you know, bright neons, pastels, or if I just, you know, if I want to clean up and cut the crease, this is what I go for. And it's been pretty great. Yeah. I have 2 face primers in here. I have the Marc Jacobs Undercover Coconut Primer, because these came in a little set. I think I got them on Sephora a while back. This is the primer I'm going to use today, just for continuity's sake. And then I also have the Puff Puff primer from e.l.f. This is really nice for soothing my skin, because it has that hemp-derived cannabis sativa oil in it. So I've been really enjoying this, and it's such a small size that, you know, I like having a couple options. Let's see. I do keep a pair of lash tweezers in here, just in case. I do have 2 eyeliner options. Because again, options. And I don't think I'm going to do any liner today, but if I do, I'm going to pull this out just in case. This is my holy grail. It's the e.l.f. liquid liner. This is in the shade Charcoal. I normally get the jet black shade, but they were out, and this one still looks black. So I'm going to pull this out in case I want to do liner today. But then I also keep a little pencil black liner. This is from Real Her. This is a really nice pencil liner. Like, this lasts forever. My one mascara that I have open currently is the IT Superhero Mascara, so I'm going to use this today. For brows, I have both of my brow products in here. Oh, I actually have all 3 because I have a new one. But the 2 I'm going to be using today, this is the NYX Professional Lift and Snatch in the shade Ash Brown. It's a brow pen. So this is what I use to draw them on, so we're going to have that out. And then I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Brunette, and I just use this to kind of fluff through my little bit of regrowth that I have. And then I just got, this is the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade. I have mine in the shade Chocolate. I've used this twice. It's definitely a learning curve for me, so I'm not going to use this today, but I have been enjoying it. Alright, what else do we have up top? I have some Lash Glue. I'm not going to be doing lashes today, but it's the Duo Lash Glue. I have the green one because it's my favorite. I have a lip oil, which is from Tanis. This is in the shade Mahina Moons. It's a sheer with some gold sparkle. Do I want to use this today? No, I have some liquid lips in the bottom section of this. So then I keep a couple single powder products. My single bronzer that I pulled out for this Shop My Stash is the NARS Laguna. So we're going to use that today. And then I have the Wet n Wild Let's Get Smashed Pumpkin Blush. Love this. This is my favorite orange powder blush. But we're not doing orange today, so I'm not going to have this out. And then I have my cream bronzer up top as well. And this is the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in the shade Amber. So we're going to be using that. And then I have all 4 of my concealers up top, which I use them for different reasons. So they're the 4 that I have in my collection, and they're the 4 that I have open. So I have the Maybelline Superstay Activewear in the shade 10. When I'm going to be going out and about during the summer heat, this is the concealer that I reach for because it's got that staying power. I'm not going anywhere else today, so I'm not going to be using that. I have the NYX Bear with Me Serum Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I love how full coverage this is. I want to pick up a brighter shade because I like a lighter shade for my under eyes, but for spot concealing or if I'm using a more light coverage foundation, this is the concealer I'm going with. But I have my foundation in mind, so I'm not going to be using that today. I have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate in the shade C1. This is my favorite concealer, and I'm pretty sure they're phasing out this line, which is super upsetting, but this is super brightening. It lasts for me. This has been my go-to most days, but today I'm going to be using the NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer in the shade Light Ivory because I'm also going to be using their foundation. And I just think they pair very beautifully together. I have learned that I love a radiant foundation and concealer. Like, that has been a heaven send. So, that's everything for the top row. Okay, and now the bottom is just a giant opening. There are no compartments in the bottom portion. So in here I have my Pan That palette, which is what I'm going to be using today, which is the Violet Voss Essentials 2. This is the color story, and this is the palette I'm going to be using. I have my powder blush, which this is from Rsle. It is a duo that I got in my Ipsy. We have the shade Dahlia and Lelia, so I just mixed these together. This has been stunning, so I'm using that. I also have my highlighter, which this is the Milani Baked Highlighter in Dolce Perla. Yes, so I will be using that. That's been beautiful. I have my liquid highlight, which this is from Profusion. This is in the shade Blossom. Gonna have that out. I have 3 foundations in here. Again, different reasons. So the one I'm going to use today, again, the Born to Glow Radiant Foundation in the shade Porcelain. Beautiful. I love having a foundation in my everyday makeup bag that I can put it on and I don't have to think about it. It's going to mesh well with all of my products. Easy to apply, super great. I just don't love the squeezy tube because I sometimes squeeze out too much, but that's a me issue. So this is what I'm going to be using today. But then I also have, for my light coverage option, this is the Maybelline Green Edition Tinted Oil Foundation. I have mine in the shade 10. I actually really enjoyed this, and I do not like light coverage, but for it being a tinted oil, it does give a really nice coverage to the skin. It gives a really nice, like, it evens your skin tone, and I have oily skin, and this just didn't feel greasy. Like, I really liked this. And then on days where, again, I'm going to be out and about running all the errands outside, I use the Too Faced Born This Way Matte, and I have mine in the shade Snow. This is just a tiny little sample, but this has been so life-changing for the summer heat and humidity that I'm thinking about purchasing the full size, because chef's kiss. I have liquid blush in here, and I keep all four of my shades of this. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks blushes. I only have 2 shades left that I need to pick up, and this is my favorite liquid blush formula. Today I'm gonna go in with the shade Coralicious, which is stunning. And then I also have the shade Nude Tude, which if I'm going for a, more subtle blush day, this is really nice. I have the shade Showgirl, which is a deeper berry, still very, very pretty. And then my favorite is Almost Famous, because orange. I have 2 setting sprays in here. I have the Pretty Fresh from ColourPop, which is what I'm going to use today. This is such a fine mist, and it smells so good, and I am loving it. And then I also have the Milani Make It Last Sunscreen with SPF 30. So again, if I'm going to be out and about, sunscreen, gotta have any little bit of extra SPF helps. I love the Make It Last line. I've tried the matte one. It's fantastic. The sunscreen one for that SPF, great. Their original, amazing. I wish they would come out with one that's like glittery, because I like that look. I tried their Flora one, which was just like their original. It just had a floral scent to it, which I don't love florals, but that one actually smelled really good. And if you have not tried the Milani setting spray, what are you waiting for? And then I keep 3 lip products in the bottom here. I have my favorite black lipstick. This is the Milani Satin Matte in the shade Leather, which I actually think I'm not going to wear that today, surprisingly. I kept a gloss in here, which this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I have mine in the shade Stone. Beautiful nude on me. I want to get more shades. And this is what I think I'm going to use today. This is the Milani, I believe these are the studded, the bullet lipsticks in this packaging. I keep meaning to look up and remember what they're actually called. But this is the shade Tease. This is my perfect nude. I love this. It's literally just my favorite. And I think with the eye look I'm going to do, this is going to pair super nice. So, let me put away those 2 foundations. Yeah, we will get into it. And then I'm also going to be using, this is my Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge. As you can see, this thing is huge. I have been loving this sponge. I think it's really great. I love oversized sponges. My favorite has been the Cheeky Rose Beauty, their Face and Body Sponge. But it's a little more expensive. It's about twice the price of this Real Techniques one. So I wanted to see if I, would like this. And it's really great, but my only complaint is that it's a more dense sponge. So when it comes to using, like, my products that are in, like, my putty blushes and things that are in pots, because the sponge is so dense, I can't maneuver it as well to get in there. Whereas the Cheeky Rose Beauty one, it's also a different shape. It's more of that traditional teardrop shape. It's just easier to use with those kind of products. But otherwise, this still works great. Blends everything out beautifully. Love it. So I'm just giving that primer a moment to dry down. And we're gonna go ahead and go in with our foundation. How are you guys? Do you have any plans this weekend? Do you have anything going on? I do not. No plans, no thoughts, only vibes. We paid rent this week, so we don't have any extra money this week to really do anything, which is fine, because Ian is also on overtime, so he will be working tomorrow. I have been binge watching declutter videos from other people here on YouTube, and I have found a bunch of new people to subscribe to, and I'm like, so I watch their declutter, and if I like their, how they interact, I go on their channel, and then I just like binge watch their last year's worth of content. And it's been it's been fun. And then I've also been playing House Flipper, which I didn't think I was gonna like as much as I do, but it is such a fun game, and it's so funny that I enjoy it so much, but it's a nice idle game to play when I don't want to have to think about things. This is my only complaint about this concealer, is the little sponge tip, because I just don't love it, but it goes on so beautifully that, like, I don't even care. And see, I think they're also, like, phasing out this line as well, which makes me sad, because it's so good, because everything in the Walmarts in my area with this Born to Glow line are being clearanced and phased out. So I'm hoping that maybe it's just they're phasing these things out in store, and like they'll still have them online, because of course everything lately that I found that I would think would be a holy grail for me has been being discontinued, and I'm super over it. Speaking of holy grails, so my number one drugstore foundation, which I don't have in rotation right now just because I have other things opened. I do have a backup of it, but it is unopened, and I'm going to leave it unopened until I work through a few foundations. But it's the Hard Candy Glamoflage. It is so full coverage. It is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It's super cheap. I love it. But I wish they would come out with a concealer in that Glamoflage line. Like, I think that would be really nice. Ugh. So this is one of those setting powders that has the little like mesh sifter. Goodness gracious. I'm just gonna quickly set my under eye. And then we'll get into cream products. Okay. So now, like I said, this is the matchstick in the shade Amber. I love this because I feel like I can add so much of this on. And like, you're gonna be like, Andy, this is a lot. But like, it blends out so smoothly. Like, it's one of those products that, like, you can add, like, it looks crazy right now. I get that. But you can add so much of it, and it just blends out into beautifulness. Like, look at that. Look at how quick and easy that blend is. Love it. Love it so much. I need more Fenty items in my life. So I am just going to quickly finish blending this, and then we will move on to blush. Alright, and now again, I'm going to go in with that NYX Sweet Cheeks in the shade Coralicious. And it looks like a lip wand. Like, it's got that the little hole in the center. And what I do is I just put on a stripe and then tap it out. And again, look at how quickly and how easily that just blended out. These are super pigmented, and they're so easy and nice to wear. Like, this is why I'm saying I have 2 shades left, and the only reason I have not bought in those 2 shades is because my stores have not carried them in person, and I just haven't placed an order online to buy them yet. I need a little bit more on this side to even them out. But yeah, if you have not tried the Sweet Cheeks line, because I also have a bunch of the powder blushes in the line, which are also just as stunning. And then in the powder blushes, they have a line that is a satin, which has more some shimmer in it. And then they have, in the line, just the matte blushes. So now we're going to go in with our liquid highlight, which again, this is the Profusion in the shade Blossom. I just put it on the same side as my foundation and just tap it out on the cheeks. This gives such a healthy glow. And then there's also like a little bit of a pink shift to this highlighter, which I love. And on my oily skin, like, this does not break up. It lasts. And I just think it looks so pretty. It goes with, like, any powder highlighter that I have. It's so cute. Okay, now... to finish powdering. So again, I'm just going into the Marc Jacobs powder. I'm just going to set my whole face, and we'll come back for brows. Alright, so now for brows. I did shave my brows, but as you can see, I do have some regrowth coming in. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to feather some hair-like strokes into these. So give me a moment. Alright, so that's what we're looking right now. And then I'm just going to take the e.l.f. Wow Brow. Again, I have mine in the shade Brunette. And I am just going to go ahead and run this through just to kind of mesh my natural hair that I have with that brow pen. And it's also going to darken it up just a little to match my hair a little bit better. Alright, so that is probably as good as they're going to get, which is fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Laguna Bronzer. We're just going to lightly dust that on top. This is actually the first time I've ever, well, I mean, not the first time I've used it, but I've just got this from a friend of mine a few months ago, and like, I never used it after she gave it to me because I had a couple bronzers I was working through, and I've never owned this prior, is what I was getting at. And I really like this bronzer. Like, I totally understand why this is a staple product for NARS. Because again, it's one of those products that, like, it just layers so beautifully. You can build it up to get any kind of intensity that you want, which I really enjoy. And then I'm also going to take it on a smaller little brush to do my little bit of nose contour. we gotta carve out the button nosy, which after my eyes is my favorite feature of mine. A very unnecessary step, but I feel like it just pulls my looks together a little bit more. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the Rsle Blush Duo. Like I said, I just kind of go in the middle of the two. And that is such a gorgeous tone. And again, like, it is pigmented, but it's not crazy pigmented. So, like, you could wear it a little more sheer if you want, or you can take the time to build it up. And then I just think it pulls out the pink in the liquid highlight that we placed. And oh, I just think it's so cute. Also, this blush duo is ginormous, which I love. And my highlight right here. And then I always just personally take my highlight on my finger because I feel like we get the most color payoff. And this highlight is such a beautiful lit from within glow. Like, by itself, like, you could absolutely wear this a little more understated, but I think it just pairs so beautifully with the highlighter that I had already had down from Profusion. Oh, I need to try. I've never tried any of the baked bronzers, any of the baked highlighters, so like I need to get on it because I love Milani. Okay, I'm gonna go into some setting spray. Ah, such a beautiful mist. Okay, and that is gonna do it for this video, my friends. If you want to see my eye look, please go ahead and check out my TikTok because that is where I will be posting that. But this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.